What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite shit talking squirrel back for another Darrell Brooks video. So today we're going to take a look at some of Darrell Brooks' narcissistic tendencies, in particular the methodologies he employs to try and dissuade the judge or even in some cases witnesses or the prosecution team. He has very organically woven some of these extremely toxic and disrespectful tactics into his everyday speech patterns. It's pretty clear he was coddled and catered during the developmental periods of his life, and it's cemented very learned, manipulative behaviors that he has fine-tuned to break down and disparage the people in life that he's closest to. But in a courtroom setting, live stream to the nation, it really puts a spotlight on how he tries to weaponize these toxic manipulators on women in particular. But it's very much on full display throughout this trial. I read an article the other day that highlighted 5 of these tactics in particular, and we're gonna explore how he uses these tactics and some specific examples of how they were exercised throughout the trial. The first one of which being minimalization. Researchers have found those who live with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, have limited self-awareness. Yeah, they're already describing Darrell to a T. He is completely incapable of perceiving how he is being interpreted by others. He's more or less incapable of controlling his emotions enough to act with even the smallest amount of civility. And it's on full display for us and the jury to see throughout the entirety of the trial. They have a limited ability to attune to others, which may explain why they don't see their behaviors in the same light as you do. I think we can all picture an example of this, but let's take a look at a specific example that was pretty disgusting.
Were you injured the evening of the incident?
Yes.
You were injured?
Yes, I was.
Any reason why that's not reported?
Probably because I didn't tell anyone else.
If you were injured, why not tell anyone?
Because I haven't wanted to talk about the traumatic experience that I went through for still reliving the weeks and days after the incident.
It doesn't make any sense. You talked to FBI agents a few days where you said you didn't, to be fair, you said you didn't know. You said it was that week is what you said. The same week. You spoke with FBI agents, reported no injuries.
They didn't ask me about injuries.
Well, would it be fair to say that kind of information would come up when talking to law enforcement, seeing as how you yourself work in law enforcement? It just seems odd, don't you think?
I do not. I was not physically injured.
Oh.
Fucking dumbass. I love that he steps in it here. But, man, this girl, her testimony is difficult for me, he does this to a couple other witnesses too, where he's like almost chastising them for not getting treatment for their injuries right away. And, she's very clearly trying to communicate to him that she doesn't want to talk about this. And he just harps on it, and he has, again, just like the term says, he's minimizing their distress. Like, oh, if you're injured so bad, why wouldn't you get treatment? Why wouldn't you report it? How about that's none of your fucking business, man? This is your victim. Like, have some fucking respect. You've already ruined this girl's life enough. God. So awful. Sorry about that. I had to step away from my computer for a minute. It's really dark. Alright, I'm gonna move on. Okay, so the next sign of narcissist winning and how they win arguments is shifting blame. Research shows that those who live with narcissism often carry an innate sense of victimhood, which is why they might shift the blame over to you, someone else, or another external factor they have little control over. We see this, like, he does this all the time. Like, how many times does he say, you know, oh, there's suffering on both sides, and my family is suffering too, you know? But I'm going to cut to Judge Darrow's sentencing response, where it's like the clearest we see of Darrell shifting blame throughout the trial, and it's fucking vile.
When I say the rules don't matter to Mr. Brooks and court orders mean nothing, Mr. Brooks was in custody, and there are jail phone calls where he's berating Erica Patterson, encouraging her to recant, blaming her for what had happened, saying things on that phone call like, you trying to make it seem like everything is always everyone else's fault but yours, like you don't never do anything to cause shit. And the whole cause of this shit was something that you fucking did. He ended the call by telling Erica Patterson, you did this shit, and you couldn't even keep your mouth shut after numerous people told you that shit. This ain't the place for you to be doing this shit, and you still ran your mouth. And I'm the one sitting in here facing all this time. Repeatedly calls her a bitch. During a phone call on November 11th, Darrell Brooks is overheard or captured saying, why in the hell would I just try to mow her down knowing I could kill her like that? Like, okay, I probably got a few screws loose, but I ain't hardly no goddamn fool. He's complaining that she won't help post his bail. You didn't put a cent on my bail. Why should someone else have to pay for some shit you caused? The end, apparently, of that conversation, or at least moments later, he says to her, nah, I didn't try to do anything, because if I tried to do something, you wouldn't be on the phone now. That's what you're not realizing. If I really tried to do something, you wouldn't be on the phone now. That is the rage and the anger that Mr. Brooks had on November 21 of 2021 when he tracked down Erica Patterson, confronted her. This wasn't about him getting money from her, like he lied to Detective Carpenter about. This was to confront her. He clearly hit her, we know that. This is the type of man that drove through the Christmas parade, enraged because, frankly, it's entirely possible that Corey Runkle and Nicholas Kirby saved the life of Erica Patterson. It's clear Mr. Brooks was hell-bent to cause harm to her, but she was able to get free, run back to her friends. Who knows what would have happened but for their intervention.
Wow. I was gonna just play the section of the phone calls with Erica where he's blaming her for the incident, but I was so mesmerized by Darrow's comments there, I just had to leave that in. She's so right. You know, it goes back to my first Darrell Brooks video, and if you haven't seen that, I theorized best I could on Darrell's motivations for the attacks, and it's very almost exactly the same as Judge Darrow's here, in that he was confronted by Kirby and Corey and was in a blind rage because he's losing control of Erica and is hell-bent on basically murdering her at that point. He says it, you know, I'm gonna murder you, when he's getting into the car after being confronted by Kirby and being physically confronted by another male, which he immediately runs from, surprisingly. to no one. And he just gets to the parade first. You know, he's just got murderous rage. He wants to kill Erica. He drives away from White Rock Elementary, and a couple blocks down the street, finds the parade. That simple. How sad is that? Killed 6 and maimed dozens because of an argument with his girlfriend. Pathetic. And then, like we saw earlier in the article, blames her for it. Well, let's look at the next method of narcissists and how they win arguments, because I'm finding this very fascinating. Gaslighting. Oh, this is just so Darrell. It's like, I don't even need to show a clip, you know. He shows so many examples of this. I'm going to put together a little compilation of examples of Darrell's gaslighting, but let's read what this says quick. Studies suggest that those with narcissism aren't as prone to guilt as others, which can make it difficult for them to take accountability for their actions. As a result, they may outright deny they said or did something hurtful, a strategy called gaslighting, even in the face of proof. This can leave you doubting your own sense of reality. Yeah, like I said, let's take a look at the many examples of Darrell's gaslighting.
Okay.
And what happened to that paper? Because it was on the table. Then when
Mr.
I come
Brooks,
back in,
I need to
nowhere
make
be
a
found.
record of a variety of
So
things.
who took my paper? Your Honor, did I say anyone touched my table? The witness
We need
knows
the
that
letter.
they sent me the pictures. They know that.
From her.
I got. What do you mean signed? No
How
one
do you know?
signs letters.
What's your why do you have a belief that they are from her?
I have multiple letters from her.
You're not answering my question. Why do you believe the letters are from Erica Patterson?
Because they were sent from Erica Patterson. I have a document stating that November 20th never even happened, but yet and still the witness can get on the stand and lie on the stand. State did the same thing yesterday with creating an exhibit right on the fly that didn't even exist that I didn't have. But
That's
then,
not true. That's a
no,
misstatement of the
that is
evidence.
true.
No.
She said it herself.
All those examples are from the same day. Still wearing the fucking psycho checker shirt. He does it so often. I was able to pull like 6 examples from the same day trial. All right, let's move on. So, ridicule. I don't even need to talk about this one. Let's just cut to the footage.
Mr. Brooks?
And Miss Judge, Your Honor. Oh, I wonder how you're doing. This and this and that.
I don't think she's ever said she was afraid. I think that
rush to try to get through the case. Hurry up. We just gonna let these people go.
Well, this is argument.
Come on, man.
This is argument on your part, sir. It is pure commentary
I just want
at this
that on
point.
the record. I see through it.
And you're
Nice try,
see-through.
but I see through it.
I want it on the record that I see through the fact that they literally don't need to cross-examine my witnesses because they have enough evidence to convict me already. And you say, nice try. Oh, yeah, nice try. I figured it out. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nice try. I got you now. They're still just going to fucking... He's so stupid.
I saw the person in the car. But
Mr. Brooks,
I
this
saw
is
them
an
reach
attempt
for something.
by you
I
to
don't.
delay these
I don't
proceedings.
recall what they had on.
Mr. Brooks,
You can
there's
recall
no
seeing
purpose
somebody
for you
reach
saying
something
this
and
right
don't
now.
know what they had on.
We should probably discuss that. I would like to provide the defendant and the court with a copy.
So that had to
of
be
the-
said. So it's the defendant.
Oh, I'm actually kind of on Brooke's side on this one. Like, she did say it like that. Oh my god. Again, I pulled all of these examples were from the same fucking day. He does this shit so fucking often. Oh, all right. Let's look at the last one.
Sir, if you choose not to give one,
How's that lawful law?
Oh, I can't stand people that fucking do this. You be talking or whatever, and all of a sudden they just fucking talk louder or to make noises over you so you can't. Oh man, this is like making me angry now. I've worked with people like this, and it's extremely frustrating when you're calmly and respectfully trying to explain to somebody your position, like, poignantly, and they're just too stupid or too egotistical to even take in the words you're saying. It's blood boiling. Ugh, he's so rude. He's just a vile human being. Just completely incapable of showing the smallest amount of respect to anybody. God damn, man. So glad he is off the streets. Imagine this for a second. Imagine Darrell Brooks at McDonald's, and they're taking a little bit too long to give him his cheeseburger. If he's treating the judge in a courtroom in front of a nation full of people like this, how do you think he treats those kind of people? People who he probably sees as beneath him. And I guarantee you he's never worked in fast food. And people who haven't worked in the service industry, they treat those people like shit. In their eyes, are just minimum wage employees that need to move faster for them, like they're their servants. I guarantee you, when he gets his fucking fillet of fish or whatever the fucking disgusting shit he gets at McDonald's, and they take a little bit too long to give it to him, he fucking freaks out. I saw a passage the other day of him talking to Erica on the phone, and he's telling her to bow down to him. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, this went from hilarious to, like, it's making me fucking angry. Like, God, some of the things I see that Darrell does, I just, like, I'm glad he's off the streets, put it that way. People who talk to other people like this don't deserve to be out roaming around in society, facilitating people's businesses and communicating with us, you know? Alright, let's move on to the last one. Deflecting. When faced with indisputable proof, like receipts, photos, or emails, someone with narcissistic traits may redirect attention back onto you as a distraction. Yeah, again, this one is just so obvious. We can all probably think of several examples of Darrell Brooks doing this. So let's just take a look at some examples. I feel like I don't really need to get into a descriptor of what this actually means. We can all sort that out for ourselves. So let's cut to the footage.
Do you have the letter with you in court?
I just said no. How
Okay.
many times I gotta say the same thing on record?
Sometimes, sir, I don't hear what you say because you interrupt me so much or you answer quietly. And I'm taking notes and I'm focused on probably a dozen things at the same time.
But if I say something under my breath, everybody seems to hear it. Everybody seems to hear
In
that
a
just
quiet
fine.
courtroom,
And everybody
yes, we can
assumes,
hear it very
and
clearly.
everybody assumes that it has to be disparaging.
Once again, you're doing this tactic
Because
where you try
it's
to
not
go
a tactic,
off
it's
of what
facts.
we're talking
It's
about
facts.
to some other reason.
It's facts.
to
Because
some
I
other
find
thing.
it hard to believe that
I'm going to
all
let
of
the
a sudden
state.
nobody hears what I say.
I will be going through the colloquy with you as to whether you intend to testify today or not.
Did you receive my ICS that I addressed to you?
I trust you are ready with your closing argument, sir.
I'm ready to address subject matter jurisdiction as well, too.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to bring the jury out. Are you prepared to present your closing argument?
I would like for you to prove subject matter jurisdiction on the record, Your Honor.
I'm going to make a record.
Are you holding me in contempt?
I'm not answering your questions.
So then you're not holding me in contempt.
Do not interrupt me again or you will go to the other courtroom.
Under what lawful law?
All right, he's interrupted me once again. All right, Mr. Brooks, you are well aware that the reason
consent to being called
documents
that
are
name.
being put on the
I don't consent to being
witness
called
stand
that name.
I understand that. I'm denying the request, sir.
And I would like a.
So that's my decision.
I object to that, Your Honor.
I understand.
I
I've made my
object to that.
decision. I expect that you respect the decision, at least
No.
as we're not going to debate it further.
Yes.
I love that one. No. Yes. Let's see that one more time.
I expect that you respect the decision, at least
No.
as we're not going to debate it further.
Yes.
Oh man, that's too good. No. Yes. He just thinks that he can say the opposite of whatever she says. And that's it. I won the case. Oh, what a fucking asshole.
The instructions, take a short break for all, including the jurors, and then come back with opening statements. And that's, you have a choice, sir, at that point, whether you want to give one, but the state goes first because they obviously have the burden of proof, and then you would have an opportunity to give an opening statement as well. But that's my plan, at least for the afternoon.
I would like to go back over there, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, I'm advising you to be quiet because the jury's coming back out.
You're advising me to be quiet? Is you telling me to be quiet?
I'm advising you to be respectful when the jury comes out.
Are you telling me to be quiet, or are you asking me?
I'm asking you and advising you.
Thank you for correcting that.
Dude, she still said she was advising you. Way to take the small little victories where you can, you pathetic fucking douche.
Because don't nobody tell me what to do. I don't tell nobody else what to do.
I'd appreciate
we're all adults in here. I've never told you to do anything at all.
Sir, I'd appreciate if your tone of voice would change.
I would appreciate if you would ask me. I'm a grown man with grown kids.
That you don't see, live with, or pay for.
Ain't nobody gonna talk to me like that. Nobody.
Except the COs, the bailiffs, jail staff, probably your mommy, any other male, other inmates that are bigger than you.
I don't have a problem with doing what you ask me to do, not tell me. Just like when I asked you about subject matter jurisdiction that you have yet to prove on the record. But somehow I'm being intentionally disruptive. Come on, man. Stop. Just stop it.
Ugh, happy to, you fucking douche. Alright, guys. That's gonna do it for this one. Things got a little emotion there. Sorry about that. If you've been hearing the tapping in the background, I noticed it was in some of the clips. Sorry about that. I made myself an office so I can record these in peace. And I have a dog. He's blind, so he just kind of wanders around. His name is actually Beefy. Somebody was asking what the why I'm called Beefy, and I'm actually not. My dog is named Beefy, and he's the namesake for the channel. He is the mascot. So actually, you know what? Here, why don't you guys go? I'll introduce you to Beefy quick. Here you go. Beefy, hey, come here, come here. Who's a good boy? Yeah, who's a good boy? You're a good boy. This is Beef. He had glaucoma, so he had his eyes removed. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. So, leave hearts for Beefy. He's not doing so good. Good boy. Good boy. Alright. So yeah, that's Beef. He just kind of wanders around because he's blind. Doesn't know that he's walking around in circles. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not. I noticed that a lot of people, I went through the analytics, and a lot of you guys actually aren't subs. So if you watch this all the way through, then I would assume you like the content. I have other videos. Stop walking around, but I have other videos that are very similar to this, so I encourage you to check them out. And if you like those, then I hope I could possibly earn your subscription. But otherwise, leave me a comment. Drop hearts in the comments for Beef. You can use all the love you can get. He's a good boy. And I will see you guys in the next video.